So there's a male and a female. It was a call for a I think it was an assault from what we heard over the fire radio. They said it was some kind of an assault. They've got Burbank Fire staged to treat somebody if they've been injured. Right now, I don't think they've made any contact with anybody inside the apartment. We did see when we were walking up, Burbank police was talking to a female that sounded like she was inside that apartment and ran out. So she has escaped. So it looked like there was two females and a male in there. She was saying that
What's up, guys?
The male was being aggressive and that he, I don't know if he was going to get a weapon or what, but they're getting real close to that window. So he's the one that was the aggressor. I think he's the one holding the other female in the apartment hostage, which possibly could be his girlfriend.
Give me a second to get situated. We have a press conference coming up, and there's also an apparent, potentially a hostage situation in Cali.
Hanky, what is it? Who's that person? Somebody named Hanky. I think somebody took care of the oh no, Hanky. Hanky 310. What is lies? What I'm reporting is lies. If you think they're lies, then you don't need to stay here. You can leave.
Lies.
We're looking at a drone looking in the back window of this apartment where we have a male possibly holding his girlfriend, a female, hostage in the back rooms, either a bathroom or a bedroom. So, what's up, El Chinito? He said likes? Oh, it looked like it said lies. It said L-I-E-S. Maybe he misspelled. My bad if you misspelled and I jumped on you. Don't mean to do that to anybody. Because the person might be armed. They don't just charge in there. That's how people get hurt. So they're not going to just charge in there if the guy is acting erratic. You know, one of the most dangerous calls for police officers is domestic. So that's where officers get hurt.
Betty Black, thanks so much for the 10. Appreciate it.
They want to make sure they've got everything set. They would like to make contact with the suspect via telephone or something. If they do have a female outside that was in the apartment, she may have the phone number to the female or the male that's in there holding the girlfriend hostage. So. I don't see Scooby here. I don't see any Scooby-Doos here yet. Not that they haven't arrived out front. That's not the mini drone. That's the big full-size drone. That's not the one that would...
All right. What's up?
That's not the drone that would go in if they had to... if they had to go in, they'd have to break the window out, and then they would bring in the tiny drone. That's the full-size one.
There's a press conference that's going to be coming up.
Thank you, Linda. Yeah, we don't. I don't think we have canines on scene yet. I haven't seen any. That doesn't mean they haven't parked out front. We're in the back of the building where they're looking through the windows where they think the suspect and the person that he's holding hostage, possibly his girlfriend, are held up. But I don't think they've made any contact with them. They may be talking to neighbors around her to see if anybody's seen them come out before they got here. They think the suspect's in the back of the house held up, but I don't know what the delay in time was for them arriving here. Maybe, but I think the female that was in there that's out front talking to officers would have said that they came out of the apartment and got into a vehicle and left. So she didn't say that.
All right. What's up, man? So, there's a situation going on in Cali, Burbank, where they're saying it's like a potentially domestic violence situation, and I guess authorities were there earlier and they didn't see the guy and they left, and then I guess she called. This is what I'm getting. She called and then had said that the guys there are holding her against her will. They were checking like the bathroom. They had, as you can see, the drone up in the air. The guy supposedly has a gash on his face. Doesn't want to let the woman go. And then with the manhunt in Rhode Island, the suspect is still not caught. I posted a clip to my page for those that missed it as the scanner audio, and I believe the first person they thought was the suspect apparently is not. And so there's supposed to be a press conference coming up. There's no like description of the suspect besides, I guess he was wearing all black. That's all I saw. And yeah, I guess that's where we're at right now. Oh, Particles. Thank you so much on Rumble. Thank you for the 5.
Hold on, guys. I'm trying to reposition
Thank you.
here.
Appreciate the support.
You gonna ride your bike tomorrow? I rode, yeah. We went to a couple calls in downtown on the bikes. My buddy bought a Talaria, so we were cruising around running calls down there. We went through MacArthur Parking. It was worse than when we went. It was bad. It was so bad.
Oh, press conference. So it looks like they're getting ready to start the press conference, so we're definitely going to tune into that. Hopefully, maybe we'll have some updates.
Yeah, and the gentleman on the right with the glasses is Providence Deputy Chief Tim O'Hara, the head of the Rhode Island State Police, Darnell Weaver there, Mayor Brett Smiley, Governor Dan McKee. Let's hear from the mayor who's stepping to the podium now, Attorney General Peter Nerona as well.
Good evening, everybody. Again, I'm Providence Mayor Brett Smiley. We're here to provide an update on the ongoing investigation from this afternoon's horrific attack and terrible act of violence in our community. In just a moment, we'll hear from our Governor Dan McKee, and from Brown University President Chris Paxson. Then there are other officials, including and especially law enforcement officials, who are here and able to answer questions. But the three of us will be the only formal speakers, and then we'll take all of your questions and continue to try to be as transparent as possible. As I mentioned at the earlier update, this is an evolving situation, and there are details that are subject to change, and so we want to continue to recognize that we're not done yet, and so we will continue to update, and please bear with us if we learn more or if there are additional details. One of the new details that I'm sorry to have to share is that there is one additional victim of today. So now there are 9 injured individuals. There was one additional victim who had left the scene. It was not a gunshot wound. The individual learned that they had received fragments from the shooting that had occurred near them. And so they have non-life-threatening injuries, but is now the 9th victim who is is expected to have a full recovery. Additionally, we want to make sure the community knows the individual responsible is still at large, but importantly, at the conclusion of this press update, we will be releasing a short video showing an image of the suspect. That will be available to all of you when we've finished this briefing.
Okay.
We know there's a lot of fear and anxiety in the community right now, and we want folks to know that while it is the case that the shelter in place remains in effect for the broader Brown community, that includes campus and the neighborhoods surrounding the campus, we are doing everything we can, and we've been receiving tremendous assistance from our partners in law enforcement. The governor, under his leadership with the state police, has been terrific. The FBI, the ATF, and many communities around Rhode Island have assisted. There are over 400 officers currently in the area assisting with both the investigation and to ensure the safety of the Providence community. Additionally, Providence Fire has been deployed to venues of assembly. We know that this is a busy time. It's a Saturday night in the holiday season, and so you may see firefighters at the mall, at PPAC, at Roger Williams Park, and we don't want anyone to be concerned that there are any issues, but rather we want folks who are out in the community tonight to see a person in a position of authority and to feel safe in our community. We have no reason to believe that there are any additional threats at this time. Any calls that have been received in the last several hours to 911 have been unrelated, and there have been no additional calls for service or calls of anything related to this incident. The video that will be released is from that building where the shooting occurred, which is the Barris and Holly building, looking towards Hope Street. And as I mentioned, that will be shared as soon as we conclude. We are still encouraging, as we did earlier, for anyone who thinks that they might have information relevant to the investigation to call the police, the Providence Police non-emergency line, which is 401-272-3121. 401-272-3121. Of course, you can also call 911, but if you have information that you think might be able to assist in our investigation, please give us a call. At this time, I'd like to turn the mic over to our Governor, Dan McKee, who's been in touch with federal, state partners and has been a tremendous assistance to us here in Providence throughout the evening. Governor?
Hey, Mayor, and thank you for your leadership and all your entire team. And our job right now is to support your team, and we're doing just that. All our state resources are available, not only to the mayor, but also Brown University, which our hearts go out to Brown University. I have had calls along with the mayor with the FBI director, Patel, who's offered assistance to us as well, a direct assistance. I just received a call from the President Trump as well, expressing the same type of urgency and the same type of offers to respond to us in a way that we, one, keep people safe, but also, two, we're going to make sure that we catch the individual that brought so much suffering to so many people. And so with that, I would just say that we're going to continue to work together. State police is on board. We know that there's going to be need for some counseling strategies, so we've already activated that through our health department. And we'll make sure that we take the lead from the mayor and then provide all the assistance we possibly can along with your lead as well, President Paxton. So with that, I'll give the mic back to you.
Thank you, Governor. Now we'll introduce Brown University President Christine Paxson. Brown PD was the first to respond and has been an incredible partner, and we have two priorities right now as a community. One, to bring the individual responsible to justice, and two, to pray for the full recovery of those affected. The Brown community's heart is breaking, and Providence's heart is breaking along with it. We're a week and a half away from Christmas, and all of us are getting calls from concerned families, parents, employees, relatives. And so, President, we just want you to know that Providence and Brown stand together today, tomorrow, and in the months ahead. Please.
Thank you. Yes, this is the day that one hopes never happens, and it has. I really appreciate everything that the local law enforcement and everybody is doing to help find this person, make sure that we can be safe as a community. Our focus right now is on supporting the families who have been affected by this, the families of the two students who sadly lost their lives today, as well as the 8, now 9 students who are in the hospital. We've been in touch with their families. I will talk to them soon. But you know, we will come together as a community and we'll get through this. Currently, the students are still all in lockdown, as are people in the area, and hopefully we can get them back to their dorms and feeling safe and secure as soon as possible. But thank you for everything you're doing, Mayor.
Thank you, Chris. We'll take questions for law enforcement personnel, anyone who's here today, and share as much information as we can at this time.
Can we,
Dan
Dan J. from Channel 10, Mayor, as you know, can you talk to a little bit about what we're going to see in this video? or can
Commander.
Deputy Chief Oates?
Video coming out
We're
soon,
going to ask
guys.
Commander O'Hara to answer that question.
Sure. What you're going to see is a video from the building where this incident took place, 184 Hope Street. It's of who we believe is the suspect, leaving that area, walking on Hope Street, and taking a right on Waterman towards the water. He's going to be wearing dark clothing. You're not going to be able to see his face. Dark gray or black clothing. And some of the witnesses have also told us that he may have been wearing a camouflage gray mask. That is unconfirmed. But if anybody should recognize this person in any way, seen him earlier, recognize his gait, obviously we want to know about that as soon
Deputy
as
Chief,
possible.
you had said, or somebody had said, and I want to make sure we're correct in reporting this, that he may have walked out of a building, and I'm wondering, how did he get access to the building, and is there video from inside the building?
That I don't have. I don't have the answer if there's video inside that building that depicts him. There is video inside that building. However, I haven't seen him on video inside that building. And he did walk out of the building.
So can
walked
you
away.
explain that to me, in all of us? So he was in the building, but we don't have video of him in the building.
We haven't recognized him in the video yet. We do see some video from inside the building of a commotion. Clearly, students are running. However, we don't have the from the video that I've seen so far. We don't have the suspect depicted in a video.
Is there any reason to believe this is international terrorism, or is this just some disgruntled
That
student?
we don't know yet.
A disgruntled student that just came in to shoot up because he was upset about final exams or something like that?
We're not sure.
No idea.
Amanda, have you been getting tips since the last briefing?
Yes, some tips have been coming in, and we have been running them down. We're going to be using the assistance of the FBI to get categorize all the tips that come in so that we have it in an orderly format for us to look at. But yes, we have had some tips. None of them have worked out for us yet.
Do you think, like, do you have a better idea than we did just 3 hours ago? Since at least now you have a visual image.
Yes, a little bit better, but we're still not there yet, John.
Has law enforcement
Ian.
done inside the building?
Ian first.
Commander, has law enforcement done a building-by-building search of the area, surrounding area?
Yes, we have. We've gone through some buildings. We've made sure that students that were barricaded themselves in were safe. We removed them, and they're now in a reunification center.
How far has that search gone into the residential area around Brown?
It's gone to all the buildings that we think that were affected by it. Any student that called us and said that they were barricaded and they didn't feel safe, those are the buildings we checked.
Deputy Chief, does that video show a gun?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't show a gun? And also, Mayor, the President confirmed that all of the victims are students at Brown University.
I can't confirm that. I don't have that information to
Well,
confirm.
that's what you just said, right? President Paxson?
That's what I've been told, yes.
That all of the victims, including the two that passed, are students at Brown University.
The last one who came in recently, I'm not sure.
Okay.
There was a question over here.
There was blood stains on the sidewalk of Waterman with clothing. Were all the shots done within the building, or were they shot outside?
Well, the incident took place inside the building.
Inside? There were blood stains and clothing outside the building.
Where in the building did it happen?
It happened inside of a classroom,
Do you know what floor?
first floor.
Has the weapon been found if it wasn't in the video?
No, it hasn't.
Have you talked to any of the
Sorry,
victims?
Steph.
Can you walk us through what you now know about the timeline of events? What time did the suspect walk into the building, and how quickly did he begin shooting? Did he go straight for the classroom? Was it the students who were taking the finals?
I don't know what the students were doing in this classroom. However, I don't also know how he entered the building that we're working on.
Okay, so you don't know that yet. And is the suspect of college age? Does he seem in the video?
He could be in his 30s, but we're not positive. That's our first inclination.
Pat.
Sir, can you speak to the type of presence from the federal government that's on the ground right now, and what type of personnel do you expect in the coming days, specifically tomorrow?
So right now we're working with ATF and the FBI, who are present right now. Those are the federal agents that we're working with.
Deputy Chief, but based on the bullets, Deputy Chief, do we know what kind of gun?
We don't have the gun identified yet, no.
Okay.
What type of activity are they engaged in? Are they doing data collection?
What happened?
How many other people were inside the classroom?
That I'm not sure of. I don't know how many students were in there.
President Paxson, could you maybe answer some of the questions about the Brown students? What was that class there for? Was it a final exam? You're the president. You must know.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't
I don't know that.
Okay.
I don't know. Shit, yeah, I'm the president. I don't know what the hell's going on in there.
So have the
Think I know what the
the shelter-in-place orders or evacuation spread to other parts of the city? Because we've heard that happen at the moment.
No, they have not. The shelter-in-place has not changed. It remains in effect for the Brown campus and the surrounding neighborhood.
Lockdown.
City of Providence, you know if you live near Brown. That's where the shelter-in-place is in effect. It is not in effect in other neighborhoods because we have no reason to believe that there is any particular threat beyond the campus area at this time. As I mentioned at the press briefing before this, I'll reiterate right now. In this day and age, there is a lot of misinformation that can spread as it pertains to official updates regarding the shelter-in-place or any future announcements. Please follow the City of Providence official social media channels. We've also put out updates through our 311 system, but the City of Providence on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram will be updating throughout the evening. If that did not come from an official channel, then it is not official. Right now, the shelter-in-place is the same as it had been earlier, and it remains the same.
Mayor,
Please, Ed.
How is the shelter-in-place message being conveyed to the neighborhoods? Is it just through the media or immediate phone calls?
So we have all of the above. We have conveyed it through the media. We've conveyed it through our official social media channels. We've pushed it out through our 311 system, which is the city service system. We've been in touch with our city council leaders throughout the neighborhood, including our councilman John Gonsalves from this neighborhood, who have their own distribution channels through newsletters and such. And for all of you who are Rhode Islanders, you know this is a close-knit community. That is our strength, particularly in this moment. We are all in touch with our neighbors. We are all in touch with our loved ones at this moment, and we are sharing information as directly and honestly as we can, and we will continue to push out updates through those same various channels.
How long do you expect
Please, in the way back.
Hi. Is there any indication of when students who are sheltering in place in public campus buildings, when they will be allowed to at least leave and go to those re-information sites?
There is no notification about when that might end because we will make that announcement when we feel like it is safe to do so. And so we don't have a timeline on that, and nor should we have a timeline on that. Safety is the primary concern right now, and bringing the responsible individual to justice is our top priority.
Is it your belief that there's just one suspect or people helping him? And if people are helping him, Deputy, what is your message to people that might be aiding, because it's been 6 hours and, you know.
Yeah, who's aiding this person?
He's
are they getting help?
So we don't know if people may be helping
Staying with
him
Mama?
at this point.
But Deputy Chief, assume that. What's your message to anyone that may know who he is or helping him or hiding
They
him?
know who he is. Please call us.
Deputy
As
Chief,
soon
I
as
ask this
possible.
with all
Dan and
due,
Steph.
I ask this with all due respect, Deputy Chief, just so I'm trying to process this so we can bring this person to justice. He was in the building, but we don't have video of him in the building, or we have video, we just don't know if it's him. Do you think that he went into a bathroom, got dressed, and then came out? And secondly, could the president of the university address, does anybody have access to that building? I mean, you can't go in a building without a pass key anywhere, so.
I'll take both of those. As has been said, and we'll say again, the video that we have and the video that we will be sharing when we conclude this update is of the suspect leaving the building.
Right.
We are combing through lots of video, both on campus, through private cameras. Providence Police, with the great assistance from our federal partners and others, is combing through any video we can find. And again, to the community, if you have some of those Ring cameras or other video that you think might be relevant, please call us and share it with us. We do not at this time have video that we have seen of the individual coming into the building or moving throughout the building, but that doesn't mean that we will not discover it. We are actively working this investigation as we speak. It has been a priority for us to give updates when we have them. That's why we're here right now. When we have more information, we will share it. As was reported at the earlier press conference from the provost, because there were exams taking place, the outer doors of the building were unlocked. There were sure to be doors inside the building that were locked and that require badge access, but the outer doors were unlocked because it was 4 o'clock while exams were taking place. That was reported earlier. That remains true now. Okay. Please, Steph.
Do you have any reason to believe that the shooter is still in the area?
We don't know.
President Paxton, could you talk directly to the students? They've been on lockdown. What about meals? What if someone has a medical emergency?
Right.
If you could talk directly to the students right now.
President, if you could walk behind the stand.
That have been in
I mean, I know the students are anxious, and I know they're in very constant communication with loved ones and parents through social media and on their phones. If we hear that students need support, if they have a medical issue or something like that, we will address it. Our major priority right now is for their safety.
President Paxton, could you confirm that several of the victims were on the women's lacrosse team?
I cannot confirm that.
President, how are you doing today, processing all this?
Yeah, it's hard to process. I was on a plane to D.C. when it happened and flew right back, and I'm catching up right now.
President, with all due
Yeah.
respect, 6 hours after this shooting, and you said you don't know what was going on in that classroom? How does that happen?
Oh, shit.
Were they taking an exam?
Hold
Were
her into
they
the fire.
Meeting for a club?
I don't know.
6 hours later, you're the president, and you don't know.
Oh!
Well, that's kind of concerning.
Oh, damn, they could bring the smoke to her. I don't know, I was having my mimosa.
Yes, there's shell casings, but we're not going to release any specific information about that type of evidence.
As more time goes by, do you think that without having the identity of the suspect, do you think that aids in his ability to get further away from law enforcement?
As I mentioned, we've got over 400 officers on the ground right now. Every minute matters. We know every minute matters. And other than the people you see standing behind you, everyone else right now is out on the streets working hard to bring this individual to justice and to bring some confidence and safety and security to our residents. And that's what all the people who should be doing that are focused on. We will continue to provide updates as they are available. We will continue to do regular briefings. Please stay informed to our press list. If you are not on our press list, please let us know. You can find any of the individuals back there who can sign you up for the press list. That's all the updates we have for this time. We will share the video that was referred to several times to that same list. So if you need to be on the email list, you can see Josh here or a couple other staff people in the back. Thank you. Those are our updates for now.
Question.
That's all the time we have, and we will be
So
back
all the time
here
they got.
when we
You're
have more
watching
to share.
special
We will
coverage from
continue to do
NBC.
regular-
I think they took the male and the female into custody here.
Oh, they did?
Drones.
Maybe it's over?
All right, so if they have the male and the female detained, they're going to be clearing the residence right now. So they just landed the drone. So everybody's in custody, the male and the female that were involved. They're walking him out to the rear. He's going to be coming out the back here. So we should get the perp walk here, guys.
Okay. So the Burbank hostage situation looks like it might be done. Now, with the manhunt in Rhode Island, I'm covering two stories. I thought it'd be kind of interesting to watch this standoff hostage situation, but Rhode Island, so I guess they're going to release some video. And let me show you guys the map. I wonder if I should take this off the screen now. I'm not sure yet. Burbank. Hold on, let's get an eye on the suspects first before I take it off the screen. Oh, I thought that was them. I'm going to show you guys the map, and they're supposed to be releasing some video too, so we're going to check that out when they drop it, of the suspect. It took a long time.
On the east side near Brown University. And again, there's still a lot of unanswered questions. It appeared the person was able to easily walk into the building. It was exams, the outer doors were unlocked. Beyond that, not a lot of information. But again, as you said, we did learn the shooting. All of it happened within a classroom. So, but they don't know, again, whether it was a student. And their description is maybe a man in his 30s. That could still be a student, potentially.
And we want to point out, too, on our screen right now, we have the phone number, the tip line for police. Police did say during this news conference that they are getting tips from people. So if you witness something, or if you have somebody in your neighborhood that maybe said something, call this number, 401-272-3121. Right now, police say they are getting tips and they are running down those tips. So far, they haven't panned out, but we are going to be getting some video. We're going to may recognize that person.
As you heard our colleague Dan Janig asking, suppressing questions during that press conference about how is it that there is not more video from inside a university building. The deputy police chief said there is video where they can see students running and a commotion, but they don't see the gunman's face. And again, the shooting happened in a classroom. So does that mean there was not a camera in the classroom itself, maybe just in a hallway or an entranceway? Or something like that. And then again, the gunman walked out onto Hope Street. But now, nearly 6 hours later, obviously that leads to a lot of questions about how far this person could have gotten. As police have searched the area again, they put a shelter in place for the university and the immediate neighborhood, but not the surrounding parts of the city. We have seen, though, a heavy police presence downtown, outside the amp where there was a concert. The mall was closed. There are police officers with assault rifles throughout the city because they don't know what this person is armed with. All we know is that he used a gun. What kind of gun is it? They don't know at this point.
You are watching continuing coverage of the mass shooting at Brown University.
So let me show you the map. If you guys on YouTube could hit the like button for me, please, because I have no notifications. I'd appreciate that. Help me get out there in the algorithm. So this is the map over here. This is where the shooting took place. This building over here, and they keep mentioning in the audio. You hear Hope Street. You hear sometimes Waterman Street, and I had heard something about 184 and Hope Street. I don't know if they got the video somewhere around here that they're gonna release. I thought I heard 184 and Hope Street. This is 183. And it's amazing how this guy, the suspect, has not been caught yet. Very little information on description. I'm going to show you some other videos too.
More details coming up.
Falk is on the scene there. We're losing a microphone, but important information. And we heard more about the situation with the Brown University students, that the ones who were barricaded inside of buildings are now out. From our early reporting, if you've been with us throughout the night, John Perrick, who was on the scene, our Mike Cerullo, they were in contact with students who were telling them through text message that they were using chairs and other materials to barricade themselves inside buildings because, again, unfortunately, as students of this generation know, they've been drilling on this for years. You either barricade, you fight, you run. And that situation we learned now at that press conference, that is over. So all the students should be out of those situations. The ones who are in their dorms or anywhere else should be sheltering in place. But law enforcement was able to go in those buildings where students were barricaded in and determine that they were not in danger and get them out. And they're now at a reunification center. And again, hopefully getting in touch with their families, I'm sure, who have lots of questions, are anxious, and communication can be tough even though everybody has a phone now.
Yeah, just a terrible situation here today as we are continuing to cover this mass shooting at Brown University. Dan Janig is standing by live with the very latest. Dan.
One for Aaron, one for Dan. We have two mics.
Hi guys. I'm sorry. We were just hi Patrice and Brian. We just press conference just wrapped up right here, so we're just getting it in place. Let me tell you one thing. If we don't hear anything at all tonight, the video that's going to be released to Channel 10, and our producers are going to turn it fast and we're going to play for it. That video is key to finding who did this, and that's all they've got. You know it, I know it, they said it. Okay. Now, that video, he's all in black. So I think Brian made a good point. You have to look at the shoes. You have to look at the way they walk, because if you know this person, you'll know it, right? Yeah. There's got to be something. And if there's not something, he walked into the night, and we're not sure if he's even still here. So that's key. So I know that we're going to bring that video to you as soon as we can, so we can show you exactly what's going on. So just to update some things we learned at this news conference. That shooting took place inside that building. It was a classroom, likely where kids were having a final exam. The president of the university 6 hours later doesn't know what's happening in that classroom. That's kind of a concern too. There's video likely in the hallways. As an adjunct professor, we never had cameras in the classroom. Now, they may have had cameras in the classroom because it was a final exam, but I don't think they're there all the time. But I'm not familiar with that building. But there's definitely video in the hallways. This is why they saw all the students running down the hallway after the shots went off. So that's why I kind of pressed him. Okay, so he's in the building, he's walking around the building, but you have video, but you're not sure it's him. You know, obviously, if somebody's in black clothing with a mask on, you're going to recognize them, right? So then I asked him, could he have gone to the bathroom and changed and then went out? So it seems like there's some kind of fogginess there. What we do know is that the video from outside is really what they're hedging their bets on right now. They are still going through the video from inside the classroom. We also learned at this news conference now that there's one more victim. So in total, 11 people, 11 victims. The last victim went to the hospital after the fact and realized they had some shrapnel from the shooting. So they didn't get shot, they just got some shrapnel in, and they're going to be okay. The other ones, we also learned that they're all students. President Paxton said they're all students, including the 2 people who lost their lives. So there's some big information coming from this news conference. I'm going to bring in Erin and Coogan in 2 seconds, but first I want you to hear what Mayor Smiley had to say of people living in this area.
We know there's a lot of fear and anxiety in the community right now, and we want folks to know that while it is the case that the shelter in place remains in effect for the broader Brown community, that includes campus and the neighborhoods surrounding the campus, we are doing everything we can, and we've been receiving tremendous assistance from our partners in law enforcement. The governor, under his leadership with the state police, has been terrific. The FBI, the ATF, and many communities around Rhode Island have assisted. There are over 400 officers currently in the area assisting with both the investigation and to ensure the safety of the Providence community.
So that's what the mayor had to say to people living in this area. So it's still a lockdown. It is still a shelter in place. So this is an active shooter who's still out there. And as we know, that they've also gone to places where people gather, like the AMP, where there was a concert, PPAC, where there was the Boston Pops. I'm looking on my phone, as I know our producer, Courtney Coluca, is too, for when the video is going to be emailed to us, because that's the video we need to see. You need to see if we're going to catch this guy, because otherwise he just walked into the night. I thought it was interesting during the press conference, Erin, when they talked a little bit about, I mean, it's 6 hours later. You don't have to watch Law and Order every week to know the longer the time goes by, the more challenging this is going to be. And he basically said, we don't know the identity of the shooter.
Well, here's the problem. The shelter in place is for the surrounding Brown community, but we asked, is there any indication that he is here? Why wouldn't he be in New Hampshire, like you were saying? Right. It takes 3 hours. Why wouldn't he be in New York? And they said they don't know that.
Right.
They can't confirm that.
No.
So why is the shelter in place only here?
Well, I think because they have to, out of abundance of caution, they have to think that he didn't get too far.
Of course.
But, like I said,
they're not going to shut the whole state down and all the surrounding states. Let me show you guys something. Let me show you guys something while we wait for the video. First of all, this was some recaps and stuff. This was the mayor getting pummeled.
I'm catching up right now.
President, with all due respect, 6 hours after this shooting, and you said you don't know what was going on in that classroom? How does that happen? Were they taking an exam? Were they meeting for a club?
I don't know.
6 hours later, and you're the president, and you don't know.
I do not know.
Well, that's kind of concerning.
Damn, slander. Look at the patrols, the manhunt. Well, one guy standing here. Doesn't look that much, but check this out. Damn. Woo!
Huh? Maybe they can turn that for our next hit. Okay, yeah. Is that the stuff you showed me? Yeah, take a look at it. Look at it. Oh, that's great stuff. Yeah.
Boys armed up to the T.
Excuse me, identifier. Now what are you down to? Somebody who is a particular height, particular body type.
Yeah.
All in black with a mask.
Yeah.
Not a lot to go on.
Yeah. Paul, thank you so much for bringing your expertise in.
Oh, now they're saying, too, that supposedly the suspect had like a handgun.
Lost that, excuse me, identifier. Now what are you down to? Somebody who is a particular height, particular body type.
Yeah.
All in black with a mask.
Yeah.
Not a lot to go on.
Yeah. Paul, thank you so much for bringing your expertise in.
That was the same clip. What's the guy have? He has a hammer? Something? What's he going to do with the hammer? Hammers. Called the bounty hunter? Yo. Alright. That's crazy. What is this? sleeping? And this was audio from earlier that we covered.
201 Thayer Street, staged for police for a possible shooting. That's Rescue 5, Engine 9, Battalion 3. Responding to the vicinity of 201 Thayer Street, staged for police. Sentence in front of the Sciences Library on the Manning Walk for a male shot in the back.
Update from Brown Police, there are 3 shooting victims, so we're starting additional companies and giving Channel 5.
Second call, possibly 3 people shot. That's going to be Rescue 3, 201.
Shoulder. We need 1 additional rescue here.
Engine 9 Battalion 3, be advised 167 Brook in the building in the stairway, there's a person shot.
Battalion 3 to fire alarm. I'm going to need Division 1. I'm also going to need any active shooter task forces you have with their vests and helmets.
Fire alarm to command from police. They're now saying 20 victims, 20.
It's officially going to be a mass casualty incident. I have Engine 3 and Rescue 7, as well as Rescue 2.
I'll tell you, I thought that was the bathroom audio clip.
7, as well as Rescue.
Okay. Let's catch back up to this. Still no video? Okay, still waiting on the video that's supposed to release.
Yeah, Dan and Aaron, I want you to hang back there because what also stood out to me during this press conference when they were listing some new details, one of the things they mentioned was they believe the shooter was in his 30s, which is obviously not the typical college-age student. Did you guys read into that? Do you think we're going to see some of that play out in the video that might give the appearance, at least, of an older person in the building?
Right, Aaron doesn't have an earpiece, so Emily's asking about why they thought that the shooter could be in his 30s. I think Steph Machado from the Globe asked that question. I don't know how you determine somebody in black clothing is. I don't know how they do.
Well, you know, alongside everything that they've been doing behind the scenes, they've been talking to witnesses, students that were inside at the time of the shooting, because they had kids barricaded in there and sheltering in place for now 6 hours. So they've been able to talk to folks.
And I think we need to go back also to the human angle of this, because we're so caught up in finding the suspect. But I want you to think about this, and I hope to get through this without emotion. These kids were in a classroom, likely taking a final. We've all been there. And there's so many people watching right now whose kids are taking finals and all they want to do is to get home safely. These kids are just taking a final. And according to police, the suspect walked in and just opened fire. Walked and escaped into the night. And 2 kids, you know, they're at Brown. They were doing well. They just wanted to finish their exams so they could go home and see mom and dad. And now mom and dad are flying in or driving in.
Okay, so I'm waiting for this, oh my god. I'm waiting for this new video that's supposed to drop. It's supposed to be released to the media. And it's supposed to be video of the suspect, so still waiting on that. Don't see anything yet.
Students running, but they have not identified the shooter yet. So eventually, we could have more video of this person.
Yeah, so they're going to go through the video from inside. But, you know, you have to wonder, Patrice, if they had video of him and they were 100% sure about it from the inside, why wouldn't they release it too? And they don't have that.
Well, the mayor specifically said they do not have anything.
They don't recognize anything.
Right.
So they're going through that video right now. I asked the mayor after the press conference. They're going through the video from inside Patrice. But I don't know, I don't know the layout of the building. Is there? Clearly, they saw students running away from that classroom. Right. So there's one camera. I don't know if there's another camera that's, outside the classroom. I mean, the other thing too is when you do these stories and we hear about these things, we think Brown University. There's cameras everywhere, but it's just not the way it goes. They may not have cameras in hallways, but they're going to go through that video. But clearly, if they saw a guy in his 30s with black clothing walking around the hallway
with a gun,
right? Yeah. And now one of the things I wanted to ask Erin, because my earpiece went out a little bit, when they were asked about do they have the weapon,
they do not.
They don't have a weapon. So they don't have a weapon either, guys. The weapon wasn't left behind. It wasn't thrown into bushes that we know of.
But they have shell casings.
So
I didn't even hear.
They have shell casings, so he knows what weapon was used. In terms of it, whether it was a shotgun or AK, whatever. They know, but they're not telling us that because obviously that's going to be part of the investigation, right? We don't want that to get out right now. So I mean, I guess the question I'm asking, and I think a lot of people at home are asking, and I think a lot of journalists in this building, including us, are asking, it's 2025. How does this happen, and how does he walk into the night?
Mm-hmm. When you think about the residences and the businesses in that little hub of Hope Street, Thayer Street, someone's got to have something. And police are saying, hey, if you have something, give it to us.
Yeah, check all your cameras, check your video cameras. Yeah. As we leave you here from the Brook Street Fire Station, where we should tell our people that the mayor says he's going to have another news conference here before the end of the night. So we'll prepare for that. We'll bring it to you live. But it is still a high, tense area down here. Police are guns drawn and on a manhunt that's now 6 hours long. Patrice,
Dan, Aaron, thank you both for your time. We'll check in with you both shortly. Just to reiterate, we're wrapping up a press conference that ended just a short while ago. We are still waiting on that video that they promised to send us of the suspect. As soon as we get it, we will bring it to you on air. But you are once again watching special coverage of NBC 10 News, where 2 people are dead, 9 people are injured after a gunman opened fire inside Brown University, and we're told those victims are students.
Okay, we're going to go out to the Brown University president now. Let's go out live to the scene where the manhunt is still continuing at this hour. This is the Brown University president speaking.
This is the day that one hopes never happens, and it has. I really appreciate everything that the local law enforcement and everybody is doing to help find this person, make sure that we can be safe as a community. Our focus right now is on supporting the families who have been affected by this, the families of the 2 students who sadly lost their lives today, as well as the 8, now 9 students who are in the hospital. We've been in touch with their families. I will talk to them soon. But we will come together as a community and we'll get through this.
And we just learned from Leanna Falk just a few moments ago that 3 busloads, ripped-up busloads of students have gone to the reunification center up at Brown University right now. So those students have been cleared out of those buildings and they are safe tonight. So we just wrapped up this news conference with public officials, including the mayor and police officials, and they tell us that there is video. We're waiting for that video that shows the supposed gunman leaving the engineering building, taking a right on Waterman Street, walking down toward the water. He's wearing dark clothing. He possibly has a camouflage mask on, and they're asking anybody who may recognize the way he's walking or may have heard somebody say something, they should call the Providence Police. That phone number is 401-272-3121. We also have learned at that news conference that the shooting did happen inside the engineering building on the 1st floor. They have video inside the building of students running, but they have not yet identified the gunman from any of that video.
And those poor students, I mean, it has been more than 6 hours at this point. And Leanna was speaking to the relief of some of them getting to that center where there's a heavy police presence, where they're reuniting with some of their families. NBC 10's Leanna Falk once again joins us there to show us what's going on at the scene. Leanna.
Yeah, Emily, one of the changes that we've seen here at the athletic center is this yellow caution tape now. The busloads, or now vans, of students have continued to arrive. We see one that's kind of slowly making its way into the facilities now. This Providence Police Department van is carrying several students that are coming from several different parts of campus. We spoke to one student that came from the library, another student that came from a grocery store, and now we have all of these students again arriving to their first real safe place since that first text message came in to run, hide, and fight. Now, we've been speaking to some of the students as they've arrived here at the athletic center, and relief is one of the words that they're feeling, but also they can't really articulate how it is they're feeling because of all of the unknowns about this situation. The fact that there is still a gunman out on the loose right now, the fact that they've lost 2 of their classmates and several others are still in the hospital right now fighting for their lives. Just those facts in and of itself have made this such an untenable situation, an indescribable situation. I talked with one student who's from Florida. She said she didn't live far from Parkland. She remembers that Valentine's Day when those students lost their lives and the effect that it had on those students for the years and years to come. And it's hard to kind of understand or really realize that this is their new reality here at campus, that now they are those students that will have to live with the memories of experiencing such a traumatic event in what's supposed to be one of the best years of their lives. And we also spoke with a teacher who was here in the gym. So what you're seeing right now is the fitness center here at Brown University, and on the second floor is a state-of-the-art gym. And she's talked about how the students really came together to protect themselves and to also shelter in place. She talked to us about how they had made sure that they set themselves up so that the doors were locked. She talked about the morale that they had sustained within the room, making sure that they were calm, but also taking the situation seriously. And I've experienced this just being a student and seeing those text messages come in. And initially you don't want to take it seriously because you don't want to believe that this could happen to your university. But then once...
Well, let me show you guys some videos while we wait for the official supposed suspect video. This one here is students being rescued by a cop, I believe. Was that the cop breaking in?
Please!
Oh, shit. I would have thought that's a shooter. I would have been coming up with an. I would have put more things in the way to block the door, block the cops out. I would have thought that was a shooter.
Hands! Hands up! Hands! Hands! Everybody's hands! Hands! Everybody get your hands! Hands! Just keep your hands up for us. Obviously there's something going on. We're here to help you. Just listen to what we have to say, okay? All right, breathe. Anybody hurt? No? All right, just listen to our commands. We will get you out of here safely. Is this it? Is this the group? Guys, if you have your bags, your phones, go grab it now. Quickly. Go, quick, go. In orderly, fast. Let's go. Let's go. Good job. Grab your stuff. Hurry up.
Wow. Intense. Nick Sorter made a post saying, where the hell is the video of the suspect you're saying is being released? Yeah, I have not seen it yet. I guess it's a secret. We all have to wait until the chosen ones get it and decide to release it.
This fitness center, they've now moved it to the larger athletic department. So they a much bigger building just to withstand all of the kids that are going to be coming by.
All right, Lana Falk at the Reunification Center. We will check back in with you shortly. And, you know, she talks about student life and how much has changed in an instant today. And you think about not just on the Brown University campus, but in the greater Providence community at large, we're seeing all of these events get canceled. There is a massive manhunt underway. Some of these streets, as John was saying earlier, look strange. We're not used to, you know, police tape everywhere and cruisers and armed officers. And you think about everything that changes now after tonight here in Rhode Island. This is something that we have never dealt with before.
Yes, and right now we are waiting for the concerts to end downtown. So in just a matter of maybe an hour or so, we're going to see the streets flooded with all the people that come out of the AMP. My husband is right now at PPAC listening to the Boston Pops. They made an announcement there that, you know, that there has been a shooting and there was an active shooter. So, you know, in about an hour or so, the streets are going to be flooded, and that's going to be a massive undertaking for police to make sure that all the people get out of the...
I really thought the suspect would be caught by now. I'm surprised they're still going. Let's see what else they're saying. It's been over 6 hours. These people are always trolling this guy. I think is this Sam Hyde? Every time there's a shooting, they always put this guy's picture. I think that's Sam Hyde. I forgot the guy's name. I don't know if that's Sam or who it is. They always put that guy's picture, saying that's the shooter. And it's not.
Police officers, no more ambulances, no fire trucks even. We just saw a fire truck leave. To the right of this street here, of this sidewalk, that's the engineering building in question. That's where it's believed the shooting all started. Now, what we've seen, though, here down these streets, again, this is a residential area. We're not in the center of Brown's campus. What we've seen are crews wearing tactical gear, holding ARs, walking, maybe about a dozen each in each group, walking down these streets, looking for something, looking for evidence, a person, whatever it may be. I saw them just 10 minutes ago. They came over here to this house right here where the tape is. They were looking in these bushes. And when I say looking, they weren't just going bush to bush. They were putting their hands into the dirt too, trying to find something that can lead them closer to an answer as to who exactly is behind all of this. Again, we're here at Hope and Waterman Street. It's not as active as it was when we first came on the air, of course, but still a sense of urgency in the air, guys.
All right, John, thanks. Once again, stay safe out there. Yeah, I mean, John is obviously in the heart of where this happened, seeing the officers in the tactical gear as they search and comb through just all the little tiny crevices of the east side to hopefully find this person. Meanwhile, downtown Providence, we've still got some events going on, as you were just talking about, Patrice. NBC 10's Mike Cerullo joins us live from outside the AMP to give us a look of what it looks like out there.
Yeah, well, we're expecting this concert at the AMP to end in the next maybe half hour, 45 minutes or so. Right now, I want to give you a look. Police seem to be ramping up their presence just a little bit as they brace for this influx of people to come out of the AMP. And again, about a half an hour from now. So right now you can see all of the officers that are in front, some of them armed, some of them in tactical gear from multiple different departments. We see Johnston Police, Cranston Police, and it's not just the AMP. It's all around this entire neighborhood. Now, inside the AMP, there's the concert going on. People have been in fairly good spirits going in. Some have now learned exactly what has happened at Brown University, and they're kind of digesting that news in addition to trying to enjoy the concert at the moment. But again, police in this area bracing for that influx of people to come out. We can see officers right in front of the AMP, and we can also see them a couple blocks away from in my eye line as well. Officers at points have escorted people to their cars that have left the concert a little bit earlier. You can see a couple people coming out, but not quite that influx at the moment.
I know. People keep telling me, like, where the hell is the video? I would think, and I'm sure it is, it would be like of the utmost concern, urgent. This person's out there. You know, I don't know if they said it's like, maybe it's not a danger to the community, but I think it is, because who knows if this person is going to do another shooting or try to find another group event. Or maybe they're just running and hiding. So many of these like mass shootings, they just stay there and keep shooting until the cops show and they get killed or they kill themselves. So I'm surprised this person is actually thinking about their life, took off running and hiding.
University. But right now it's eerie and it's quiet, and the action is happening inside the AMP. But aside from the law enforcement presence and a couple cars driving by, it's definitely a noticeable quiet around here compared to what it normally is in this section of Providence. Definitely a strange feeling in the air as people try and enjoy their nights at the concert. I've spoken to a lot of people who were coming out, some leaving early, having to go back to Connecticut, Massachusetts, wherever they came from to enjoy this Christmas-themed concert. Again, we're right before the holidays, and people are trying to digest this tragedy as they try and enjoy this concert as well.
Mike,
but we'll be out here tonight as fans get out, but we'll toss it back to you.
A couple of questions for you, Mike. It looks like the traffic is moving pretty freely there. Also, I'm just texting with my husband, who just left the Providence Performing Arts Center where the Boston Pops were performing tonight, and Keith Lockhart, the conductor, acknowledged that what was going on all day long, and he talked about prayers for the families and victims and healing for the community. This is from Keith Lockhart. My husband said that there was a lot of extra security downtown. You're seeing that there. Do you know that if there have been a lot of comments made inside the AMP tonight? Announcements about this?
I have heard that, Patrice, I have heard that this was addressed by some of the acts inside the AMP tonight. People are digesting this news at this time, and a lot of people not ready to talk about it just yet. We've seen a lot of people coming out, leaving early, but not quite ready to acknowledge what happened.
It's crazy. Let's see, this a witness, I guess.
I was scared. I see it I've never seen it as so many police cars in one area, ever in my life. And it's just it's crazy. And my prayers go out to all the families, and it's a relief that my sister made it home safe. I was worried because her phone was off. She wasn't answering any texts, any calls. They weren't going through. But my mom informed me her phone died, but she just made it home as fast as she could.
Is it your baby sister?
Yeah, she's younger than me.
And I'm so sorry. Was she in that building at all, or was she near?
She was about to study in the library. Yeah.
What is going through your mind that this happened?
I have no words. It's just very worrisome, and it's scary. Like I said, you feel like it couldn't happen to you. It's just the ignorance that you feel like it couldn't happen to you, but it just does. And I just find it really crazy that this would happen here. Because I was scared. I see it I've never seen it as so many police cars in one area, ever in my life. And it's just it's crazy.
They are trying to get that video out, and they are. They're having a little bit of an issue with it. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen in the next few minutes. So again, this is the video of the suspect walking outside of the building where the shooting took place and walking down Hope Street. No gun seen in the video, no identity, no face. So we're hoping something gives him away so that someone can recognize him, whether somebody at the pizza shop recognizes him. Every so often you'll see some activity. We just had two police cars just fly by us down this street right here, and you're thinking, boy, is this it? Do they have the suspect? But right now, no. And it hinges a lot on the video that you're about to see. I'm not trying to be rude here. I'm just trying to look down at my phone to see if the video is coming through right now. But I know our team back at the station is also looking at it. So when that comes out, we want to bring it to you first, because right now that's the only evidence we have in this case. But again, it's a police state around here. You can see police are just shutting this down, and I'm told this is going to be what it's going to be like for much of the night. They're trying to get people out of the crowds, out of the public areas, so that they can do a more extensive search. This, as they go through the video back at the police headquarters, meticulously to see if anything can show from that camera in the building where the shooting took place. That seems to be the big question right here. So meanwhile, again, the victim count went up. We have 2 people that passed away, and then 9 people that are being treated for their injuries at the hospitals. The 9th victim came in after realizing that shrapnel had hit them in their legs. So they were not a shooting victim. So their obviously road to recovery would be a little bit better than that. So we also are going to have another news conference before the end of the night. I anticipate that's going to probably be 11:30 midnight maybe at this point, but I'm trying to get in touch with the mayor. So that's where we stand, guys. I'm just a couple of blocks away, and as you can see, this what a difference, right? There's police cars. Actually, we have 2 of them coming by right now, but they can't get out because of the yellow tape. So, but Joe, can we just switch over here for a little bit? These are the 2 police cars that flew down there. A state police car, 2 state police troopers, and they just flew down the street. And you'll see that every so often, a burst of action. I don't know whether they're following tips or what have you, but now they're moving out with sirens on and heading to a different area. So this is an active area, I'll tell you right now, and certainly not a place you want to be walking around tonight, guys.
All right, Dan Janig joining us once again. We will check back in with him shortly. In the meantime, Governor Dan McKee joins us now. He wants to give us an update on the situation. Governor, can you hear us here in the studio?
I can hear you, yes.
So, Governor, talk about, as we just saw, we were just talking with Dan, he was showing us some of the police behind him. Talk about this large-scale search that's going underway. What is law enforcement doing at this hour?
It's a comprehensive effort with both local, state, and federal law officials. And so the search that's going on right now is just what you expect with an all-in effort.
What is
we're looking to find the individual, that shot the individuals that are hospitalized, and we have 2 deaths. And what does that mean? I'm a parent. You're a parent. It's just devastating what's going on right now in Rhode Island. It's something that I thought would happen.
It is so devastating, and our prayers are with those families. It is just a devastating day, a sad day in Rhode Island. We have so many police officers here, 400, combing through the streets, getting people to safety, looking for this gunman. And we also have ATF, the FBI here, state police, Providence Police. What is the lead agency?
Where's the video?
Lead on this investigation?
Right now, we're working with the Providence, the Mayor Smiley, and things are being coordinated through his staff. And I've had conversations, as I mentioned at the press conference, with FBI Director Patel, along with actually a personal call directly from the President Trump. So it's well coordinated. Everybody knows what their job is. And now we're going to get closer and closer to determining who did this heinous act, and then bring them to justice. But right now, our safety is the top priority. So that's why we have, in place right now on campus, that there is a shut.
Yeah, Salty said they're editing the video, probably. We got to censor this, got to edit that. Just put the video out. Multiple people dead. Mass shooting, mass casualty. Suspects on the run. What are we going to wait till tomorrow to put this shit out? Where's the video?
No indication that the suspect is still here. Obviously, there's a very concentrated search in the east side of Providence right now. But how large of a search area is there at this point? Are there patrols roving 95? How expanded has this search become, 6 hours later?
So I had that conversation just a few minutes ago with Colonel Weaver, who's our state police colonel, and I've had calls from bordering governors, including Maura Healey. So there is an absolute connection across all law enforcement in the region. As you just said, we don't know where this individual is, so every effort's being made, and the professionals are out there doing their job. And we have complete confidence in the police department in Providence, or the police, state police, the FBI. I had conversations with the FBI just a few minutes ago, and they are very much coordinating this effort, not only in the vicinity of Brown, but they're also expanding it outside of that territory, and we're getting full cooperation from our bordering states as well.
You have the inside track, you have the ear of all these people. Has anybody given you any indication that we're getting closer to finding the person who did this horrible crime?
Well, I think that as more and more information comes available and we make it public, as the mayor said, transparency is really important. The video that will be going up online, hopefully it has, or a few minutes, will lead us in the next direction. So every piece that we have, we're going to provide. And because our ultimate goal here is to keep people safe and to also make sure that we're doing everything we can to apprehend this individual that pulled the trigger and took lives and had an impact that is just going to be traumatic on so many people, including the families who are left here to have to deal with any loss that they've had.
Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee, thank you for your time. Thank you so much for the update. If you're joining us now, our special broadcast continues here on NBC 10 after a mass shooting at Brown University inside a classroom. 11 people were hit. 2 of them died. 9 more are in the hospital tonight at various states, although several are in critical condition, and the search for the gunman continues tonight. As we were saying earlier, 400 officers combing the area trying to find this person. We're also working to get you a video of the suspect. We're hoping the authorities tell us that it's coming soon. As soon as we get that to you, we promise we will bring that to you on air.
It's just a terrible time, and our hearts go out to all the families. Many have already been notified about.
Okay. Let me see. Is the scanner still going? I don't know if there's anything interesting. There's been a bunch of like shots called or like scanner reportings, but none of them have turned out to be anything. Let's see. I guess we'll have to wait for the morning for the video, I guess. What the? People are tagging Candace Owens and saying because she had mentioned that something was going to happen the second week of December. And so some people are saying... Candace, do you think this Brown University mass shooting is the 9/11 style false flag attack you predicted? You said it would happen in the first 2 weeks of December. And today is basically the last day of the second week, so you were right. The prophet, Candace Owens.
University students that were walking with police presence, heavy armed police presence. So they're trying to get the students out of the buildings. And I think based on the news conference, they've gotten most of the students that were in the school buildings and they're walking them to their dorms or their apartments somewhere safe. So that they just walked by us under a pretty strict police guard right here. You know, I should point out that this is a meticulous investigation. Providence Police is one of the best departments in the country, and this is not an easy investigation because of the layout of the east side. When you have a school that's in the city, whether it's Brown or Boston University or, you know, Rick, you know, it's not like it's an isolated campus and they can move in. So that's why I think this has been frustrating for officers and for them, but they are combing through every inch of this neighborhood. Everyone's been called in from Providence Police along with Fed.
Yeah, I don't understand why it's taking so long, and there's nothing on the scanner. I'm going to take that off. I hear this annoying buzzing sound. The way they made it sound, it's like it's a short clip. Even if they're editing the video, how long is it going to take to edit this short video? Why is it like the public is waiting? What's going on? Brown University tuition, $70,000. Its endowment is $8 billion and just hit a new record. And you mean to tell me they don't have a single security camera that got a clear view of the shooter in the building? You can afford it, buy some.
Somebody had said, and I want to make sure we're correct in reporting this, that he may have walked out of a building, and I'm wondering, how did he get access to the building, and is there video from inside the building?
That I don't have. I don't have the answer if there's video inside that building that depicts him. There is video inside that building. However, I haven't seen him on video inside that building, and he did walk out of the building.
So can you explain that to me, in all of us? So he was in the building, but we don't have video of him in the building.
We haven't recognized him in the video yet. We do see some video from inside the building of a commotion. Clearly students are running. However, we don't have from the video that I've seen so far, we don't have the suspect depicted in a video.
Is there any reason to believe this is international terrorism, or is this just some disgruntled student?
That we don't know yet.
A disgruntled student that just came in to shoot up because he was upset about final exams or something?
Somebody had and this killer who has come into this quiet, safe sanctuary of ours and disrupted it. And in the process, took 2 lives, and 2 families now, 2 weeks before Christmas, have to deal with it. So I'm trying to get some information. I'm trying to ask some tough questions, but we'll be staying on it as soon as I get that video. I'm going to call the mayor's office right now. So back to you guys.
Yeah, and police are also asking for more video. We're talking about that area at Hope and Waterman, in that very area where they think, the suspect on camera. So if you...
That's just really weird to me. It doesn't take that long to put out a short video of the suspect. Even a fucking screenshot. Take a screenshot of the video, at least, and put it out. That's just kind of odd. And they said they were going to immediately put it out. Immediately. 6 hours after the Brown University shooting, a campus with over 815 cameras. 815, according to this person. Cameras has yielded no clear images of the suspect inside of the building where the attack occurred. I don't want to hear the press conference again that we just watched.
I want to make sure we're correct in reporting this, that he may have walked
He
out
walked
of the
right out.
building.
What?
And I'm wondering, how did he get access to the...
And they don't have any security? They don't have any cops on school grounds for this university? Like armed security, armed cops on the ground? Or at least nearby? Or on the streets?
Explain that to me in all this. So he was in the building, but we don't have video of him in the building.
We haven't recognized him in the video yet. We do see some video from inside the building of a commotion. Clearly students are running. However, we don't have from the video that I've seen so far, we don't have the suspect depicted in a video.
And the deputy police chief saying there, one of the things is you're not going to see the suspect's face in that video. But as Dan mentioned earlier, pay attention to the subtleties, maybe pay attention to the suspect's gait, pay attention to what the suspect's wearing. If anything stands out to you, law enforcement is going to want to hear from you. Again, they have reason to believe that he could still be in the area. And as you were mentioning, check your Ring camera. Check anything that, you know, if you were in that area tonight getting dinner, whatever, think back to what you saw. Maybe phone in a tip. Maybe you saw someone taking off and running suspiciously. Police want to hear everything at this point because they are desperate to find this suspect.
Okay, we wanted to go back out live now. This is some video of the AMP, and there's a concert going on there right now. They made an announcement inside and, you know, just made sure people knew that there was still an active shooter. We can see the police up there. They have their guns. They've been walking people to their cars. We're expecting a big crowd to be coming out. And
I would have left the concert. You think I'm going to hang out at a concert after a university got shot up and what? I'm going to hang out in a large gathering because I want to hear that. Well, who's performing there that's so important to keep this concert going? I would have left. Well, good news, guys. The concert's still ongoing. What? And a lot of people are reporting this university supposedly has 800-something cameras. And we have 0 images of the suspect. Wow. That's just like, it's been over 6 hours. Not even a screenshot, like a still image of the suspect. They're looking like a mess. They're looking like bumbling people that they don't have security on that campus. They're not well organized. It shouldn't be that hard. You know the time where the shootings happen. You can go back to look at the cameras. 6+, how many hours has it been now? More than that. To look back at the time frame to get a still image and post it.
Hours and days go by. NBC 10's John Perrick is outside that engineering building now, very close to the scene of where this shooting transpired. John, what are you seeing now?
Yeah, guys, we're close to the scene right now, and I've been mentioning that we've been seeing crews with tactical gears walking around. This one here just walked right by us. It is still a very active scene. What you're seeing right now is, this is down Waterman Street, actually. But here, if we just come right back here, I want to show you a side view of this engineering building that we've been talking about all night. And you can see Providence Police. They have a truck set up, a crime scene truck. There's also other law enforcement authorities have their trucks here towards the left right now. And we've mentioned that we've seen throughout the evening law enforcement going through bushes around here, looking through windows, trying to find anything they can that will help lead them to the potential suspect here, guys.
John, is the traffic moving freely along that area now, or are the roads still blocked off?
Hi, Patrice. Well, right now, Waterman, where we're on right now, they actually just blocked it off again. Police have been opening some roads, closing others. But again, as we've been reporting all night, it's a ghost town out here. Very few people around here right now, outside of law enforcement, of course. It is a police state in Providence.
And John, you are out there right now as officers are roaming around in tactical gear. I know you mentioned just a short while ago they were looking in bushes near you. What's it been like for you to be on the ground, you know, for all of these hours when an active shooter could be very close to you? How's it been for you?
Well, honestly, right now, we're just trying to learn information. That's it. If I'm being honest, I haven't had a second to think about that, Emily. You're looking live right now on what we've been talking about, these armed law enforcement crews patrolling the area, looking for anything, again, that can lead them to a suspect. And now that I think about it, Emily, you know, it's something to think about, that, of course, there could be an active shooter around here, but when you see a lot of police crews and law enforcement, I think you feel okay. Emily?
Yeah, we have learned that, you know, 400 police officers are on the scene right now. When you see them walking around, do they look like local officers, or are they ATF, FBI, state police, Rhode Island, Providence police?
Well, that's actually a good point, Patrice, because inside of the engineering school, they won't let us bring our camera over by the entrance, but I was able to walk there, and I looked inside, and it was almost all FBI. Now, walking through the streets, those officers that we just showed you, they tend to just have police on them. Of course, these officers are wearing tactical gear, so it's hard to tell exactly what department they're from. But right now, when you look at the cruisers, it's cruisers from all over the state. Cumberland, North Providence. I even saw one from Newport. They're from all over the state. Of course, this is a massive response.
And you had been texting with somebody earlier. Have you heard from that person again?
Yeah, you know what, Patrice, I actually just texted her a minute ago to ask her if she's in one of the buildings here, one of the Brown University buildings. She just texted me. I texted her at 10:42, and she responded saying that she is still in a medical building. Of course, she was told to shelter in place. And again, for those that are just joining us live, this student who I've been texting, she told me that they actually took chairs and furniture in the room and pushed it up against the doors to ensure no one can get in. Patrice?
Okay. We're getting that video now. We're going to show you the video that, here it is. This is the person who they believe is the suspect in the shooting at Brown University. There you see him. Do you notice the walk? Do you recognize anything about this person? Wearing dark clothing. They think he was wearing camouflage mask, perhaps. He may be in his 30s. You can see his gait. You can see the way he's walking. You don't see a gun. That's when he came out of Hope Street, took a right on Waterman Street, and is walking toward Wayland Square. Do you know this person? Have you seen this person? Is there anything that you can help police with? They would like you to call them 401-272-3121.
Really tough to make heads or tails of this because you're only seeing the back view of this person from a high angle. But one of the things that does stand out to you upon viewing this initially is how casually this person is walking away after just shooting 11 people, killing 2 of them. I mean, obviously that's part of how they were likely able to slip under the radar at least long enough until law enforcement converged on the scene. But you can see the suspect walking away, again, Hope and Waterman Street, just kind of a somewhat brisk pace, but not in any apparent hurry, in casual winter clothes that probably wouldn't stand out to the average person if they were passing by in the area. But if you were in that area tonight, maybe start thinking, did I see a man casually walking by in winter clothes? Think back, and if you have a business in the area, review your surveillance footage. If you have a house in the area, review your ring footage. Police are desperate.
Okay, let's rewind that a little bit, and we're gonna play it. Wait, hold on. So the new video has been dropped finally.
Hurry!
New video finally dropped. Holy moly! Okay, we're gonna watch this now. Man, it's taking forever. All right. Boom, 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 boom. All right. It's not starting over. It's weird. Wow. So finally some video of the suspect.
Tonight, think back.
That's what they got. That's it. My God. What the fuck? Brand new video. Brand new video. Oh my God. All right, let's do it. So brand new video of the suspect. 800 cameras. 800 cameras reportedly at the university, and this is the first 6+ hours later.
Back, and if you have a business in the area, review your surveillance footage. If you have a house in the area, review your ring footage. Police are desperate for any tips tonight.
Take a look at that gate. There is something unusual about that gate. Look at the way he walks. Look at his feet, the way they slightly turn out.
Yeah,
there's something a little bit unusual about it. This man is the person police believe killed 2 people today at Brown University and shot several others who remain in critical condition
This is the video?
at Rhode Island Hospital. It happened at the Barris and Holly Engineering Building on campus a little bit after 4 o'clock, Hope Street near Waterman Street, and that's exactly where he is right now. He is walking down Waterman Street. Do you recognize him? Do you recognize the clothing?
Do you recognize him? Yo!
the gait, anything about this person. They think he may be in his 30s, but they're really not sure about that.
Yeah, Patrice, you mentioned that. Now I'm looking at it. You can see his ankles kind of roll in when he
Looks
walks,
like Mel.
and his feet kind of go out. You can see it, especially once he passes this sign right here. You can see the ankle rolling inward. So maybe that is a slight clue that someone might recognize that person in the video.
So this is brand new video. It's surveillance video that we just got from Providence Police. This is the one clue they have about who this person
This is the one clue they have?
could possibly be. Now, there is some video from inside the Barris and Holly Engineering Building at Brown University from the first floor where this shooting took place. But so far, all they can identify in that video is the students running. They have not yet identified this suspect. This is the video we have. We hope we'll be getting more, but they want you to look at him. Dark clothing, maybe in his 30s, looks like he might have hat on or dark hair. His gait is interesting, and that might be the one clue that might tip you off that you might know somebody, and the police would like you to call them. The phone number is 401-272-3121, 401-272-3121.
We're also getting new information that there is going to be another press conference happening in about 20 minutes. Right now, they're telling us around 11:15. They will be having another press conference. We will bring it to you live during our 11 o'clock newscast. Hopefully some new information, which would be great since the other one just wrapped up maybe just about an hour ago. So to have some new information on top of this video that was finally just released to us, it will hopefully bring some new leads to police and help them track this suspect down as it does approach, the midnight hour, and we're getting close to what becomes the second day of this investigation, this manhunt to find this killer who shot 11 people at Brown University, 2 of them dead tonight.
Now,
and keep in mind, this was over an hour after the press conference. They told us it was going to come out right away, and it didn't. This was plus 6 hours, plus an hour after the press conference. And this is what we have. And I don't understand why this took so long, because I thought maybe they were trying to blur stuff out or privacy. This is all they have. It took that long for this 2-3 second clip to come out. And they couldn't find this guy on camera in the university yet. Could be a female. I forgot what person had a specific waddle, and that's how they caught some person a long, long time ago. But I think maybe that's where they were trying to be oh, look at the way they walk and look at the blah, 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 and whatever. Looks like Tim Pool. Yo, he has a beanie on. Candace, this is Candace's opportunity to, it's Tim Pool. Wow.
And you are watching continuing coverage of NBC 10 as we continue to cover the mass shooting at Brown University that has left 2 students dead and several others injured. Some are still in critical condition at Rhode Island Hospital.
And that's true. So Fox Monitor pointed out he's walking casually. 11-second clip. Just kind of, not even running, oh shit. Kind of speed walking, but kind of casual too at the same time. Wow.
That's what I was saying, Patrice. So if and I'm sure our producers will, I know we just got the video, and thank you to the mayor's office, but as he takes that turn, there's a shadow. And it's almost as if he takes his right hand and pulls it in a little bit, because his left hand is, if I'm walking down the street, I'm walking with both hands, right? But when he went around that corner, it almost looked like he had something. Joe, can we go a little bit further here? I'm not a police officer, but I'm just saying it almost looked like he had something, and that was the shadow, and then he kind of went like this. So we'll be. I mean, that's going to be played out internationally for hours tonight. So that's obviously what the police are looking into.
All right, Dan Janig live on the field for us. We are going to bring you a complete wrap-up of this in just a moment. But one of the things that we were talking about too in that video that we were looking at, if his hand is in his pocket, that indicate, and if the gun is in there, that indicates this was likely not an assault rifle, but something smaller.
Yeah,
People have been saying handgun already for a long time.
Just holding it like this. He could be holding it because it might be on the side of him. We don't really know. We're speculating. But look at that video because it is really interesting the way he is walking. Maybe he's walking funny because he is holding that, but his feet were kind of turned out a little bit. He had a different kind of walk to him. So maybe some people out there might recognize it. So we're going to be playing this over and over, and we hope that you will call the police if you know anything. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Damning evidence.
Right now on the night team, 2 people are dead, 9 others hurt after a mass shooting at Brown University.
And right now, the shooter is still on the loose. Police are asking for your help to track down the suspect.
Sadly, today is a day that the city of Providence and the state of Rhode Island prayed would never come.
All of Providence on edge as police continue their hunt for the gunman. They are urging everyone in the area to stay inside. Thanks for joining us for this special edition of the Night Team on NBC 10 News. I'm Emily Bowles.
It is a sad day in.
I'm sure they'll catch the person, but I'm just kind of like, wow, that was it. Like all that time and whatever. That's pretty wild. And it's his back turned. They should be able to back trace. They see his back turned to that corner. Maybe they can back trace cameras along the way and stuff. How do they not have any video of him inside the university? Unless he was wearing something else inside?
Still in effect, police are encouraging anyone with information to call the tip line you see right there on your screen, 401-272-3121.
And police just released this video of the suspected shooter. It's difficult to get a good look at him as he turns the corner down Waterman Street in this video.
We begin our team coverage now with NBC 10's Dan Janig. He is live at the intersection of Thayer and George Streets with a closer look at that video tonight. Dan?
Listen, that video was released just moments ago, and this is the only evidence that we know of that they have in this case. What I can tell you is that police just released it. Now we want to watch it. This is video, surveillance video of the suspect, or they believe the suspect, dressed in black and exiting the building where he had shot 10 people inside the classroom. 10 people shot. The 11th victim had shrapnel from the shooting and was likely in the classroom. And then he walked out of that building and walked away. Couple of things that we're noticing, and again, we're reporters, they're investigators, but the way they walk, the suspect's walks, take a look. He has a very kind of unique walk. His feet go out just a tad bit. The other thing we noticed too is when he goes around the side of the brick building, or rather the brick corner, you see a shadow, and the shadow looks like it may be possibly a weapon. And then he kind of takes his right hand and he puts it closer to his vest. We're just analyzing it. Obviously, police are taking a closer look. We know that they have not found the weapon either. And then he disappears. So it's so desperate now that they find anyone who may have video that would pick up the pieces from where he walked. So you have a Ring camera, any kind of cameras you have in your house, and you're in that neighborhood, look at it right now, because they want to kind of put it, where did he go? Did he walk into a car? Did he walk into a house? We don't know that. There was also video taken inside the building where he opened fire, and I asked police and the mayor about that today. You had said, or somebody had said, and I want to make sure we're correct in reporting this, that he may have walked out of a building, and I'm wondering, how did he get access to the building, and is there video from inside the building?
That I don't have. I don't have the answer if there's video inside that building that depicts him. There is video inside that building. However, I haven't seen him on video inside that building, and he did walk out of the building.
So can you explain that to me in all of this? So he was in the building, but we don't have video of him in the building.
We haven't recognized him in the video yet. We do see some video from inside the building of a commotion. Clearly, students are running. However, we don't have from the video that I've seen so far, we don't have the suspect depicted in a video.
I asked a follow-up question because I didn't understand it, to be quite honest with you. There's video in the building, but we don't. So it must be that they have the camera angle is focused, away. And whether the suspect knew that, whether he was familiar with the building, is all part of this investigation. I'm about a block or 2 blocks away from where the shooting is, and as you can see, it is a pretty heavy police presence. This area is like a police state. It is shut down. And while the search is on, helicopters in the air, we can't forget that 2 students lost their lives today in that classroom doing what so many of us and so many of our kids have done, taking a final exam to end the semester and head home.
Sorry.
Our team coverage continues with my colleague John Perrick, who's just a couple of blocks from where I am, but closer to the scene. And John, I'm not sure from your vantage point if you could see possibly any surveillance cameras.
Well, Dan, what we have been able to see, though, are not surveillance cameras on the building, but ring cameras on the houses surrounding the building. Here it is. This is a side view of the engineering building in question. Outside of it, a Providence police investigation truck, law enforcement. All over the area, FBI inside. Here, let's show you what this area has looked like for the past few hours. Law enforcement in tactical gear with ARs walking block to block in small groups. Police searching every nook and cranny of this east side neighborhood. Officers looking in bushes and under cars. Police even walking by with breaching equipment. It's used often to break down doors. As for this area, it's not considered the center of Brown's campus by any means. It's a residential area with brown buildings scattered throughout. There's a few local private schools around here too. Wheeler's a block away from us. A lot of people here on Hope Street and by Waterman Street are Providence residents, not students. Many of them are shaken.
It's a bit disconcerting, there's no question. We've never seen anything like this around here ever before, and hopefully never again. It was about 4:15 and I was up in my house and just looked out and saw a complete lockdown of the street with rescue vehicles from all over the state, and knew something was clearly pretty serious.
And then you see the FBI out here, assault rifles.
Yeah, we saw tactical teams, Kevlar vests, guns drawn. It was pretty serious, obviously.
Another live look here outside of the engineering building where it's believed this all started. A look at the law enforcement response. Again, inside, I walked by the front door of that building, FBI agents inside. Now, I just actually spoke again with a student who said she is sheltered in place inside one of these Brown University buildings. I texted her to see if she was still there. She said yes. She told me that she's got some furniture up against the door to make sure no one gets in. Let's now send things over to our Aaron Coogan standing by with this continued team.
So he's saying there's people still, I mean, I heard there's people barricaded, but like the cops, after 6, 7, 8 hours, they haven't gone through the place and at least evacuated the people so they can go home. Some of the people are still there trapped and barricaded? Wow. Jeez.
Major breaking development, that video coming from the Barris and Hawley Engineering School of that suspect leaving the building again on the Hope Street side of the building.
Infinity Rose, thank you.
So significant.
Appreciate that. Thank you for the prime.
Right now, the only evidence that police have and that are working with of this suspect at this point, police and city officials still say they don't have any identifiable video from inside the building of that suspect, let alone any information as to what the students and victims inside the engineering building were there for, whether it was a final, a club, or class. And for the first time tonight, we heard from Brown University President Christina Paxton, who says she was on a plane to D.C. when the first shots were fired.
I really appreciate everything that the local law enforcement and everybody is doing to help find this person, make sure that we can be safe as a community. Our focus right now is on supporting the families who have been affected by this, the families of the 2 students who sadly lost their lives today, as well as the 8, now 9 students who are in the hospital. We've been in touch with their families. I will talk to them soon. But, you know, we will come together as a community and we'll get through this.
So a new press conference.
We are getting another press
is.
conference from Providence Mayor Brett Smiley and other authorities. You are looking at it live. They are stepping forward to the podium with new information. We just heard from them about an hour ago. We're going to listen in now to this new information.
Interpreter, is this an okay location for you all? You want a little bit closer? Okay, very good. Thank you. Does anyone else need additional time to set up?
Yeah, we're good.
Good? Everyone good? Okay. Good evening. Again, I'm Providence Mayor Brett Smiley with another update. Just to let the community know, unless we have really meaningful updates or breaking news through the night, this will be our last update of the evening. We will absolutely share if there are important or impactful updates in the middle of the night, but at this time we're expecting this to be the last update for now. Again, I'm joined by Governor Dan McKee, and the state's partnership and cooperation and assistance through this process has been invaluable, and I want to thank the governor for that. Also joined by members of the Providence City Council who have done an excellent job of keeping their constituents involved and informed through what an extraordinarily stressful night for everybody in the city of Providence and throughout the state of Rhode Island. Special acknowledgement and recognition to the councilman for this neighborhood, whose neighborhood is under shelter in place right now, which is Councilman John Goncalves. Thank you, Councilman. At this time, we have no further updates to provide in the status of our investigation and the search for the individual who is still at large. We have shared the image of the individual we believe to be the shooter. We know that there is not a clear shot of the face in what was provided, but we continue to canvass the neighborhood and the campus for additional video footage, still photography, and are interviewing witnesses. I mentioned earlier we are asking for help from the community in terms of tips or relevant information, and I want to thank the FBI who has set up a new website to allow for videos or photos to be uploaded. I'd like to share that with you at this time, and we'll provide it also after the fact. But the website address is fbi.gov/Brown University shooting. Again, that's fbi.gov, Brown University shooting. We know that the telephone line doesn't allow, obviously, for the uploading of video or photographs. This website does allow for that, and our partnership with the FBI, which has been excellent throughout the evening, they quickly stood up this resource to allow us to comb through additional evidence or tips as they may come in. The Providence Police also has a specific tip line now for this incident. That phone number is 401-652-5767. Again, that's 401-652-5767. That's the Providence Police tip line specifically for this incident. Before I turn it over to the governor, I just want to speak to the shelter in place that remains in effect for the Brown campus and the surrounding areas. We will keep the shelter in place in effect until such time as it has been lifted. It has been very helpful both for the safety and security of our neighbors, but more importantly for the investigation that remain in effect. It has allowed police, Providence Police, Brown Police, and all of our partners to canvass the neighborhood, look for evidence, assess if there are additional cameras that may yield video evidence, and to do a visual search to help provide and ensure a sense of safety for our community. Having this shelter in place allows them to do their work in the first phase of the investigation. And so we will notify the community through official Providence channels when the shelter is lifted, but it remains in effect to allow law enforcement to conclude and conduct this chapter of the investigation. I also want to speak directly to the fact that it is Saturday night, tomorrow is Sunday, a week before Christmas, in a city with a lot of things going on. There are shows, a lot of families will be headed to church in the morning, and we, at this time, are not recommending that those events be canceled. It's a personal choice whether you want to cancel your holiday party, but we do not feel it is necessary. In the hours that have eclipsed since the initial shooting, we've received no additional credible information that there is any specific ongoing threat from this individual, and so we do not believe these events need to be canceled. We do believe you can safely go to church in the morning. In order to provide
I'm on a
an
virtual
additional
tap in.
sense of
I go to church.
safety and comfort and confidence, there will be an enhanced and visible law enforcement presence throughout the community tomorrow. We want people to know that there are hardworking men and women in law enforcement there for their protection and safety. And it's been a blur of the last couple of hours, but I would like to reiterate our deep gratitude for how hard law enforcement is working right now. They will be up and out all night tonight and throughout the day tomorrow, and will remain hard at work until the individual responsible is brought to justice. But tomorrow, on Sunday, you will see police officers throughout the city, and we are receiving and relying on and grateful for the assistance from the state police and our neighboring communities, all of whom have offered to help. We know this is a scary time, but we also know that tomorrow there is some business that needs to get done. People want to take their kids to church in the morning, and we want them to feel comfortable doing so. Those are the updates that I have to share. I'd like to invite Governor McKee to share a few words. Then we'll hear from Colonel Perez, Chief of the Providence Police Department, and then we'll take your questions. Governor?
So I said earlier, the unthinkable has happened here in Rhode Island, and our thoughts and prayers go to the people who have been personally impacted in the Brown community. But also we want to make sure that we recognize the state as coming together as a whole around this issue, Mayor, rallying around Providence, Brown University. As a parent, grandparent, we know that we have deep feelings right now in the state, but they're coming together, and I think that that's something that we can certainly rally behind as we enter into the second day. At the hospital, shout out to our nurses and our medical staff that is, taking care of 9 individuals right now, and also to the communities at large that have responded to you, Mayor, right? Whether they're coming from my hometown of Cumberland or all around the state of Rhode Island. So we're rallying behind one another. We're going to continue that in day 2. The state pledges all its resources to the city of Providence. We'll continue partnering with our federal officials as well to make sure that justice comes to the individual that pulled the trigger and caused death. And families that are going to have to deal with this for a lifetime. So I'm happy that that we're able to respond, but very sad about what we're responding to.
Thank you, Governor. Now we'll get a brief update from Colonel Oscar Perez, Chief of the Providence Police Department.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, as the Mayor stated, obviously, first and foremost, my thoughts and prayers to the family for losing their loved ones, especially in these times of the holidays that we all get together with our family. So beyond that, I'll tell you that when the call came in, immediately our officers responded. Providence Police was here within minutes. At that point, obviously, we communicated with Brown Police and we did what we needed to do. At this point, as the Mayor stated, we're going to continue to canvass the area. We have enhanced enforcement in the city. I got to thank our municipalities, our brothers and sisters from other municipalities who actually reached out immediately asking if I needed anything, as well as the state police, and so we're there with that, as well as the federal agencies, the FBI, ATF, who came and responded immediately and provided extra personnel, extra resources. At this point, it's all hands on deck, and I'll tell you that it was said by the mayor and it was said by the governor. It will be our job to ensure that the individual is responsible is brought to justice. I think that as a father, as a brother, as an uncle, I think that we want to bring justice and sort of relief to these families, and again, my heart goes out to them. I'll tell you that the mayor mentioned about the shelter in place. It's important to keep that in mind. These are fluid, dangerous situations, and we need to make sure that operationally the police department can do their job. That's canvassing the area, identifying suspects if we need to, continue to stop vehicles if we need to. At this point, we want to make sure that everyone's safe, and then once we realize that that's the case, we'll make sure that that's lifted. Again, I thank the officers of this department that stepped up immediately and quickly. Do I wish that we would have been here prior? Absolutely. But I know for a fact the special response unit was here, our task force was here, narcotics was here, everyone that was working, including the commander, who drove here immediately. That goes without saying that this city is well protected and will continue to be well protected, and we will continue to ensure that we do what we need to do to bring those people in justice. And I thank the mayor for the support and everybody else that's here for that. So thank you. Yes. Yes, go ahead, John.
Just so we're clear.
Yes.
This individual goes into this classroom, this building, fires, and then exits. So nothing else on the campus, seems very targeted. Is there a student that flunked out of the class? Seems to be some connection, that building, that classroom.
Correct, and that's a great point, John, and I'll tell you that Detective Division is looking into that. Obviously, Major LaPena is actually on the street right now, as well as the captains, and that's something that we need to look at, right? What was this building? Why was this classroom? And as well, work very closely with ground police to see what type of resources they have in the building so that we can utilize to find the evidence that we need to follow and identify who this individual was.
So one quick follow-up. When you look at that video,
yes,
he's going right down Waterman, comes up Hope Waterman. What does that tell you? He seems fairly calm.
Nothing.
He's not running. He's walking at a brisk pace. Your background, what does that tell you about this site?
I'll tell you these individuals, you see it nationwide. You never think it would happen here in the city of Providence, but that's the dynamic actions that they do. And it's exactly what you saw, and it's something that we have to investigate further to figure out who this individual was. But we'll take that into account. Go ahead, Pat.
Chief, could you reach out to the Spanish-speaking community and give us some type of words so we can direct it to those folks?
Yes, yes, I'll say in Spanish. Muchas gracias, verdaderamente mis condolencias para las personas. Es muy importante dejarles saber a las familias que perdieron sus hijos, sus hijas y también los que les pasó algo esta noche, pero quiero que entiendan que el Departamento de la Policía de Providence va a continuar haciendo lo que necesitan hacer. Estamos acá con las diferentes agencias federales y también con otras municipalidades haciendo lo que necesitamos para identificar este individuo que fue el responsable, y también el alcalde dio diferentes tip lines que la tienes en la website de la Policía de Providence. Te las puedo dar, que el número es el 401 652-5763, y ese es el Departamento de la Policía de Providence. Y también el FBI tiene otro website en el cual, si tú tienes cualquier tipo de evidencia, como cualquier tipo de fotos o cualquiera que tú pienses que pueda ser importante, lo puedes mandar al departamento, al website que es la fbi.gov, la raya de atrás, Brown University Shooting. Ahí puedes encontrar, y si necesitas más información, llama al departamento que ahí te la vamos a dar. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you for that. Just pretty much one. Just go ahead.
Is there a helicopter being used for the search?
At this point, no, but I'll tell you that we have the resources that we need and equipment that we need based on the technology that we recently purchased with the assistance of the mayor to make sure that the department can provide those resources. Go ahead.
Brown sent out a map of the perimeter for the shelter in place. Why, how did that location come to be, and what information do you have to have that perimeter for this shelter?
So this is fluid, right? And that's where it happened, that's where it's maintained, that's where the department is concentrated, that's where we want to make sure we have operational control of that area. It's fluid, it's dangerous. We want to make sure that that's the area that we're concentrating at this point because that's where it occurred.
Is there also a reason to protect that area?
Well, in the sense of that's where it occurred, we're still fresh. Again, I just told you earlier that we're canvassing the area. We want to make sure that we're not going to read door. We want to make sure that we identify anything, any evidence that we may need to collect. It takes time. It's ballistics that we may need to seize. It's all part of the evidence, and we want to make sure that we have the time, resources, and the space that is untouched so that we can seize the evidence that we need.
Is there no video from inside the classroom that would help people get a better look at?
So that's the video that the mayor released earlier that we have, and we're looking at all the footage, and once we have more that is helpful, we're going to release it.
Right, but I'm saying inside the class, inside the building, you know, because the video is him walking away, and there's nothing that shows his face.
So, yeah, go ahead, sir.
At this time, we've found no useful video from inside the building.
Mayor, as we enter hour 7 now, do we have any clearer picture as to what was going on in that classroom?
No. As was reported earlier, there were 2 final exams taking place in the building. Precisely what was happening inside that classroom, I don't have any further updates. I don't know if the provost does either. We heard from him earlier. This is Provost Frank Doyle.
Thank you, Mayor. This time of year, we have finals going on. I mentioned that earlier today. But in a building like that on a weekend, there are a lot of things going on. Study sessions, student groups meeting, there are research labs in that building. So we don't have detailed knowledge of exactly what was happening, but we're working with law enforcement. They're the ones who have to drive that investigation.
Provost, are campus happenings being canceled for tomorrow?
At this time, we will not be having final exams tomorrow.
Provost, what do you say to parents from around the country that are watching this tonight that are scared for their children they send to your school to be safe? What do you say to parents tonight in the wake of this tragedy?
Yeah, this is, as the mayor and the governor pointed out, an unthinkable act, incomprehensible, right? None of us could prepare our kids for this, the parents. We've been in touch with the parents. The president's not here right now because she was at the hospital tending to the students, and she's now at the Nelson shelter-in-place location. We've communicated and put the word out to the parents. The perimeter that was spoken about earlier is part of a safe approach to managing the campus and getting students back in their dorm rooms. We'll continue to support them. That's our top priority.
I have a question for either the colonel or the representative from the FBI. Either one.
Go ahead, John.
Colonel, Brown is, international students. Have airports been alerted? Is it possible right now someone is at an airport and they maybe notice someone suspicious? It could be a Brown student that committed this and is flying back to wherever they're from. So
we're working very closely with different agencies, as I mentioned, as well as the state police and every other, whether it's the airport, RIPTA, or any other Amtrak, anyone else that we think that they know already, and also we're following up, detectives following up with information if needed. We're checking everything that we can. That's part of our job and our mission, and we'll continue to do it. It's, we've been, as you know, the city was, the crime rate was down, obviously, as you know, and I really got full faith on my detectives and our detectives and the Providence Police, so we'll continue to do what we need to do to inform everyone and request the assistance from others if we need to. So.
And it's safe to say the gunman is not a student because he's in his 30s? Is that a fair statement?
So I'll tell you that we have someone of interest in that video, but that's all we have at this point, so I can't elaborate on anything else. So.
I think it was possibly.
Yeah, we don't know whether the individual's a student or not.
In that video, it's hard to see the shooter's right hand. Do you believe he's holding something?
You've seen the video just like we have, and so the video unfortunately does not disclose as many identifiable or detailed features as we would like, which is why the investigation is ongoing, looking for additional footage, pictures, video that might help enhance our investigation. It's just impossible to say. So, as I mentioned, Pat, last question.
Last question. Two quick notes from the gentleman from the FBI. Is the head of the FBI, Mr. Patel, aware of this, and what resources do you plan on bringing? Go ahead.
No, absolutely. Ted Dock, Special Agent in charge of FBI Boston, which covers Rhode Island. Yes, we've brought every resource to bear here. We have tactical individuals here. We have investigative. We have intel that also has integrated with the locals here as well. We have also a reconstruction team flying in from D.C. to also be a part of that scene to help to figure out maybe what happened there. We have evidence response team here as well. And so we have the full breadth of the FBI integrated into this team to try to find out what has happened and absolutely bring this individual to justice.
Do you have confidence that you'll catch this guy, or do you have a message to him tonight if he's watching?
I mean, I want to make things clear, when you, this community as a whole, my heart goes out to them. This is a community in which we're a part of. We have agents and staff and analysts that live in this community. And so we have individuals, kids that go to this school here as well. And so when someone messes with this community, I think the mayor and the governor, they stated it very well, that we stick together. And so that message will be that for anyone who has committed this heinous act, we will turn over every stone to make sure that we bring this individual to justice.
And as the governor mentioned at our previous briefing, the governor was called personally by the director of the FBI offering his full assistance, and we're grateful for that. As I mentioned, we plan on this being our last update of the evening. If there is a meaningful update, we will notify you all, and we're not afraid to update you in the middle of the night, but we will ensure that it's a meaningful update. Otherwise, we will plan on reconvening tomorrow and provide updates throughout the day. Thank you very much.
All right,
well, there you have it. 7.5 hours after a mass shooting at Brown University
So they released damning video. The suspect is shivering in his shoes. So now he's going to have to move differently. I believe they will catch the person, but like the video is like really not. I'm just kind of like, wow, that's it. That's all you have. And I don't know. So they said they're not coming back tonight unless something breaking happens, some new information, which I would think is maybe either new video or they caught the person. They're not coming back tonight. And so I think I'm going to check out. I'm kind of tired. I'll come check back with you guys tomorrow. Unless something happens tonight, I'm going to leave my phone on. Ringer, so, my friends can call me. I might regret leaving it on Ringer, but I'm going to leave it on Ringer. So if something pops off tonight, like he's caught, I will come back and cover it. But if not, you guys have a good night. And, yeah, that's crazy that this person is still on the loose. I guess we'll see. And that's all the video they have. It's just like, I don't even know what to say, It's crazy. He's got a wooden leg. Jeez. Oh, did you notice anything about the way he's walking, limping? His right hand did something, like moved a certain way. Did you notice that? Oh, shit. I noticed that there's not much. That's all I noticed. But, I don't know. Anyway, good night. Love you guys. Take care. Thank you so much again. We'll see tomorrow what happens. All right. Peace. Salty. Bye. I don't know if you've noticed, like, the bleach. I fuck up all my clothes. All my clothes.